Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, October 16th, 2025, and I am so happy you are joining me tonight. I have some fun Christmas projects to share with you using some things from the new September through December 2025 mini catalog. This catalog has been out for 6 weeks already, and there are so many amazing things. I feel like we haven't hardly I feel like there's so much that we haven't played with, that we haven't seen yet. And so I'm excited to play with something new tonight that I got. I think it's on loan from my friend, my upline Kim Peck, and she I told her I would send it back to her, and she's like, no, you can keep it. But I think I'm going to send it back to her with some of the projects that we make, and give it back. I keep talking about that, right? There's so many things we want, that it's kind of fun to share with someone, even if that someone lives far away from you. Now, Kim used to live on the West Coast. She used to live near me. Now she lived on the West Coast. Now she's moved across the country, and she is, on the other coast. And so I was starting to say, I lost my train of thought, that it's fun to share, even if you're sharing with a friend who lives far away, and each of you ordering something different and then sending it to each other in the mail and sharing. Do you guys do that? Do you share your stamping supplies with someone who lives nearby or far away? Do you get something and play with it and then share it? I would love to know. And if you don't, let's do that. Let's find a stamping buddy and let's do that, because I feel like there's so many things where we just want to make like a card, and then, we're ready to share it and do something else. And so if you don't have a stamping buddy that you can share with, let's find you one. But in the chat, right? I love that you guys get to know each other in the chat and in the comments, and follow a lot of the same videos and a lot of the same channels. And I'm so glad that we're gathering here on my channel tonight. I'm so glad you are here. Gina Marie says she needs a buddy. Noah, oh no, learn the hard way. Oh no, Cindy, does that mean that you just have all the things and you didn't share? I'm so glad you're here. Becky, hey, that's a great question. Becky's saying hello from Kansas. She's a demonstrator. I think that's what you're saying. Demonstrator? Or are you looking for a demonstrator? I guess it doesn't matter if you're a demonstrator or not, and you're looking for a buddy. It doesn't matter if you're a demonstrator. But if you're not a demonstrator, have I got a deal for you? We were talking about this earlier. I had some people over stamping, and gosh, this deal is just so incredible. You can choose $125 worth of stuff in your starter kit this October for just $35. That's it. Literally $35 plus tax. Shipping is free on the starter kit. There are literally no strings attached, except maybe you'll get a few emails from Stampin' Up saying hey, here, check this out, do this. You can stay active and place an order. But I mean, for real, if you sign up this month, you will have until the end of March 31st to make your first quarterly minimum in order to stay active. And if you don't, that happens. I have a lot of people who join and get the starter kit and then don't place another order. But why would you not want to place another order? Why would you not want to take advantage of your 20% discount and get a discount on all the things you love and trade with your Stampin' Buddy, demonstrator or not? I think it's a fantastic deal. If you are interested in joining, you can check out all the information on my site. I got links in the video description. You can go to juliedavison.com/join. That's going to get you right to the page. That's really hard to read in blue, isn't it? Well, it's myname.com/join. That's going to get you right to the page so you can pick out your starter kit. We have so much fun. This was us at the onstage conference in Raleigh, North Carolina. Some of my team members who attended. Our next onstage conference for everyone, all demonstrators, is going to be out in California. And I'm really excited. Now, where in California? Remind me, guys. I don't remember. Well, it's Southern California, right? I don't remember the name. It's escaping me of the place where it's going to be. But what was I saying? Oh, if you join now for $35 and you want to join us in California on stage, you can. How fun would that be to meet you in California? I would love that. I was just thinking I need to do a little map of where my team is, because my team is so spread out all over the United States. And there's so many people where I know them online and we chat on Zoom and we visit, but I have never actually met them in person. So if I haven't met you in person, I would love to. If you're already a demonstrator, let's meet it on stage. If you're not a demonstrator yet, do it now. Do it now for $35, and then you can go to Onstage. Now, disclaimer, Onstage is going to cost you more than $35. There's the travel and the hotel and all of that. Long Beach, thank you. Long Beach, California. How much is Onstage? Great question, Leanne. Onstage, the conference is several $100s. I want to say between $300 and $400 for the conference. And then if you live local, I mean, that's awesome. If you can, drive there and not have an airplane ticket, I will have airfare to get out to Long Beach. And then, of course, when you're there, you need a place to stay, unless you plan on just crashing at a friend's house, which, gosh, would be so convenient, wouldn't it? But yeah, hotel, airfare, and then the conference itself. Usually that includes some meals, and there's optional, typically with the Onstage, there's an optional class that you can pay for as well. There's a special demonstrator pre-order at the event. I mean, it's so much fun. But it is like, you got to save up a little bit for it. So the money that you're saving now by joining for only $35, save that up, save the money, and then you can go to Onstage, and that would be so much fun. All right, you guys are not here to talk about Onstage. You're here to stamp, and I am so excited about the projects that I'm going to create tonight. I'm sorry about our little delay. I was getting all my ducks in a row, and sometimes I have this it's almost a paralysis. I want to show you so many things, and I have so many ideas swirling in my head that I just get frozen in choosing which one to share with you. And so it's like the clock just tick, 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 ticks down, and then I'm like, and we get it figured out. And so tonight I think I've got it figured out, and we're gonna make some cards. I've got ideas. Hopefully they work out on paper as they are in my head, but I wanted some traditional Christmas colors, some traditional Christmas paper. And so I am turning to Christmas Tags and More designer paper. This is in the September through December 2025 mini catalog. This is the mix and match. This is meant to be the next step product. You start with a kit that's like a very organized crafting experience, curated crafting experience, as they say. And then the next step is using products from the mix and match product line, which includes some ephemera, some designer paper, and kind of mixing and matching to make your own cards. And so they give you some templates here with the scrapbook layouts, the card templates, the tag layouts, and then you can use this product however you want to make different cards. Now, let me show you what's in the 6x6 paper. This is smaller than like a regular 12x12 paper pack. And you've got designer paper that kind of has some design to it, that has like a vignette, as I often call it. And then there's also pages that have these laser cut pieces, and these are not sticky, these are just like paper laser cut pieces, but you've got 2 sheets each of 2 different designs in this package. And so you get lots of very Christmassy images. You also have this, oh, I love this, like Christmas colored plaid. So beautiful. And the back side, we've got lots of green and white. This is garden green and white patterns. And then these cute little boxes that you can cut apart for tags. Don't you love them? So this is called Christmas Tags and More. And so I wanted to use this designer paper for the basis for the gingerbread cards that we're going to make. But before I make a gingerbread card, I wanted to show you how you could take some simple pieces and create cards that are simple, or step it up and make a fun fold. So we're going to make a fun fold, but first I'm going to show you some of these cards that I made with this designer paper and the little layers. Now this one, I think this one too, these pieces are 3 by 4 inches of designer paper layered onto 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I just used some of the little ephemera pieces. Now the sentiments here all come from the black and white ephemera pack from the annual catalog. But there is an ephemera pack here, Greetings for You, that is gold. It is gorgeous. In fact, you're going to help me decide if we're using the ephemera tonight or if we'll use the traditional labels to create our greetings. Here's some more cards. So you can really just like mix and match and create cards that are very simple and very classic, or you can use the same pieces to step it up. Oh, I have one more card. This one here. I love this one. This was a layout from the catalog, and again, just really easy to mix and match. What's on this? Something on the plastic there. So, we're gonna make a fun fold card, and I was inspired by this gem that my mom created. I don't have her name on it, Susan LaCroix, and I think this was the Sunday stamping video, oh my gosh, probably 2-3 years ago, when this whimsical Christmas suite was out. And the inside of the card has these alternating flaps. And I have had this kind of like in my inspiration box here for a while and thinking I've been wanting to try this fun fold. And so we're going to make one today. I think that these little panels are going to be so perfect for the little die cut elements that are in this Christmas tags and more paper. Now, did you get this one? This designer paper? If not, you can order it now. You can also, of course, get it in your starter kit. Twyla's asking about Mom. She's doing better. Like, it's been a slow recovery, but she's doing a lot better than she was a week or so ago. So thank you so much for asking. She's also had a lot going on. You know how that is. Like, sometimes when it rains, it pours. And when there's like, you know, when you're not feeling well, it just seems like everything is happening at once, doesn't it? Gina Marie says, how do we do it? Do you mean meet me in person and on stage? How do you join as a demonstrator? You can check out the links in the video description. And go to juliedavison.com/join. How do you be a buddy to someone? I think you've just got to kind of reach out to someone. If you've got a friend here in the chat, and you know, DM each other, direct message each other, get in touch with you. If you're more comfortable, like, you can get in touch through me. I would not recommend necessarily like putting a phone number or an email address in the chat, but if you need help reaching out to someone in particular, I don't have everybody's contact information, but I might be able to help you mutually find each other. Oh, Sharon, you are so sweet. I truly wish I could meet everybody in person. Like, I would love to just host like a real retreat where everyone I know from all over the world comes miraculously, like we just teleport and we just spend the week crafting together, like for free. Like, the travel is free and the place is free, and like, just like, I would just love to be with all of you in person and get to meet you and get to hug you and get to stamp with you. I'm a hugger, so if you're not a hugger, that's okay. You don't have to hug me. Okay, so I guess if you want a buddy to share stamping supplies with, or just like a card buddy, send me a message, and like, send me a private message. You've got my email address. And if you don't, it's somewhere, it's hanging around, I'm sure. Send me a message and I will just like, I'll just hook people up. So you can tell me what you're looking for. If you're looking for someone to swap product with, if you're looking for someone to trade cards with. And so I'll just, from the people who message me, I'll just like, you know, hook you up with each other, and we'll buddy everybody up. That'll be great. Yeah, look at that. See, I knew we would have people who would want to be stamping buddies. So we'll figure it out. We'll hook you guys up. If nothing else, a stamping buddy, gosh, wouldn't it be fun just to have a stamping buddy? If you don't have, like, I know a lot of you don't have local friends who stamp. You don't have a lot of people that you can get together in person with. So even if your stamping buddy lives across the country, wouldn't it be so fun just to like get together on Zoom or FaceTime and just talk and chat while you stamp and visit with each other and get to know someone and make a stamping friend across the country? I'm just loving this idea. I love that stamping brings people together, and I love being a vehicle in that connection. Makes me so happy. Okay, let's make this card. I don't know what this card is called. I feel like an alternating cross flaps. I don't know. Help me think of it. Maybe it already has a name. And you'll know it and you can tell me. Otherwise I'll come up with something when I post the video. I mean, it's live, but you know what I'm saying. When I write up the measurements, which I will include in the video description when we're all done. Twyla says, I would go, but we would all have to be healthy. In this dream scenario, we are all healthy. There's no one that's sick. We get to go for free. We have unlimited stamps, and we are so productive in making cards that we make 100 cards in the week, and it's amazing. Also, adhesive that never runs out, ink that never sticks to our fingers, and no crooked folds. How else? What else would you dream for our dream scenario where we all just like everything is perfect? Let's dream together and we'll come up with something. Okay. Traditional labels. I was trying to decide for the sentiment on this card or that ephemera pack, which, where is that ephemera? Where are you? Ephemera. You know what? I don't know where the ephemera is. Must be somewhere that I stuck in a safe place for the retreat. Well, I guess that answers that. We're using the traditional labels. So I actually have some pre-cut in here. I love doing this. This is a little tip. If you have a label die such as this, and the traditional labels is in the mini catalog, but I love that you can make labels and die cut them ahead of time and just have them ready to go. So this label set, even though it's bundled with Christmas sentiments, I mean, how perfect are all these shapes for any occasion, right? Do you guys have this one? Traditional labels. You can get the stamps and the dies or just the dies, but I think the dies are really cool. And of course, the stamps that go with it, but like this one is shaped kind of like the banner, and so we have sending love and joy and season's greetings that that match that. So I thought that might be kind of fun on the front or maybe on the inside, except it's kind of big. Ooh, so that's the thing about that one. We could potentially use it on the inside and do something more simple like the 'Tis the Season. I get distracted easily. I was telling you that I like to die cut ahead of time and just stick them inside my envelope so I have them ready to go. But I think that a lot of these are just going to be too big. Actually, I kind of like the size of that one. What fits in there? What does fit in there? Happy cheer. Sending cheer. What is this one supposed to go with? It's so small. Oh, I love that. Pat's dreaming of plenty of table space. Amen. There's never enough. Even when I'm stamping here by myself, I'm always running out of table space because I just want to keep going. Oh, okay. I see. I was looking at the image here, and it's meant to be for the two from, which is cute. But it's the right size for that. I can't just put 2 there. Do I have a sentiment? Let's think through this. Do I have one that would fit in this die that is small? Let's take a quick gander. This one has sending Christmas wishes. This is so cute. I think I promised I didn't promise, but last time I said Mom and I were going to showcase this stamp set, and then she was like, oh, I have something else ready. And so we did something else instead. But I think this is the bundle that we're showing this week in Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, but don't hold me to it. It's on the list, so we're going to show it at some point. That's a little too big. One swishes. Oh, that's definitely too big. Gonna have to just trade in my dream of a small sentiment to fit that. Happy wishes. Just for you from the paper pumpkin would fit. I love that. Which paper pumpkin? I don't think that I have received mine from this. Friend who a special someone, lots of love. I was looking at branching out. That has some small ones. Okay. See, this is my problem. I am like all over the place. Let's put together our card and then we'll worry about the sentiment. Sending. No, okay. We're going to figure it out. This card, whatever we're calling it, crisscross, happy flaps. The card base is a little longer than usual. It is 5.5 by 10.5 or 10.5 by 5.5 because that's the way I wrote it. And you're going to score at 4.25, 5.25, and 6.25. So every inch there right in the middle. And we are going to have our kind of mountain in the middle, our mountain fold. Definitely use a good bone folder. I like that idea. Stamp on to the designer paper without the die, but I don't know that it would show up very well. Okay, we're gonna get that figured out. For our card, we've got that mountain in the middle. This is gonna go on the front. This is just the regular 4 by 5.25. Then we've got a white piece for the inside that's 4 by 5.25. Also, for the inside, we have those alternating flaps. There are 3 of each. The designer paper is 1.5 by 3.75, and the cardstock, which is the same as the card base, is 1.75 by 4. So I'll have those measurements for you in the video description, and we are going to alternate these like that. So we'll just glue them to different sides. And before we do that, we're going to add our layering here. Now this is where I was thinking I would stamp on the inside from this set, 'Tis the Season. I love that it is nice and long, and the gingerbread, which we are going to use tonight, it doesn't have season's greetings. It has season's eatings, like eat the gingerbread, which is cute for the gingerbread, but doesn't make sense with the ornaments. Okay, 'Tis the Season. Stamping right on the designer paper. This has a very subtle design on it. It is a like a soft seafoam design, and I'm realizing that my designer paper, like 2 of them are not diagonal, landscape, and one of them has portrait. The portrait design, but I think if I put the different one in the middle, it'll be okay. So let's just do some simple layering here with the designer paper onto those layers. I always like doing little fun folds that is like, it looks so simple on the front, unassuming, and then you open it up and there is just a fun surprise. A little cheer has small expressions. Which one is that? I don't know if I have that. Okay, for our inside, I want to decorate with some of these, some of the ephemera in here. And so we've got some cool ornaments, and I was thinking that I would pull some of those out, but there's also like the stockings and oh, there's another ornament, like the bows and the holly. Like there is a lot of options that you can use to build your words. So we can have like the 2 ornaments up here. We just have to make sure that we are not going above the card with our ornament, and that it hangs down. And actually, I guess we got to be careful that the other one can that it doesn't go over the top. So 'tis the season. Maybe those smaller ones will be better because these cute little presents too. The smaller ones because they won't hang over the top. Oh, look at this. That is cute. What do you think about the presents? Are they too small proportion wise for everything else? I'm going to grab a little chair. 3. Oh, good call, Margie. Thank you for reminding me of what it looked like. I do have that one. It is, it also has some cute little presents in it. It has sending a little cheer, Christmas time is here. Oh, maybe I should have done that on the inside. Sending a little cheer, Christmas time is here. I don't know, I like that 'tis the season there. I'm going to give it your drawings to my heart. Know. We're going to make this work. I'm not going to use the label dies, but I am going to use, I think, this stamp for the front. It's from Branching Out. It says, thinking of you brings joy to my heart. So I'm going to stamp that. I am loving this though. Isn't that cute? Let's glue things down. Now, I normally would use dimensionals when adding the ephemera, but all these pieces are going to be inside. And so I don't want to make it too bulky. So I'm just going to do some regular adhesive to layer the ephemera onto those pieces. And I just love that everything like coordinates together. And so I want to show you that you can make some cute cards with like just a few supplies. And someone mentioned paper pumpkin earlier. That is such a great way to build your stamp collection by having stamps that you get in the paper pumpkin. Okay. Let's glue this down. I wanted to put a layer in here that was white so that we could write on it. And so I'm not necessarily going to have another sentiment besides 'tis the season, but I can absolutely add, you know, like an ornament cluster here, which I kind of love and will do. And so probably all your cards aren't going to be, you know, using so many of the ephemera in one. But it's kind of fun to create cards that are a little bit over the top for special people. Do you have people that you make special cards for when it comes to the holidays? Now, when we put these on, we are going to alternate them. I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to alternate them like that. So the 'Tis the Season is, I don't know why, I just feel like it makes more sense to go there. We're going to use some tear and tape on the back of the flaps. And we can use, I would say, like two widths, two pieces there, but only there. We're not going to put adhesive anywhere else so that these little flaps can move freely when we open our card. Hello, Lisa. All right, we're making a fun fold card with the Christmas, I already forgot the name of it, Christmas tags and more. And kind of alternating here. Now, there is a little bit of wiggle room. You don't have to go all the way to the edge with these. And if you use the same color cardstock as the card base, then like having them be totally evenly spaced exactly won't be as noticeable because it'll blend in. So the front of the card, we've got our designer paper, which seems so flat. It seems so very flat, but we'll find something fun. Actually, it would be really nice to put little bows on each of those, and then you open it up and you have the flaps. 'Tis the season. I love that. I love that so much. That's just so fun. Okay, so for the front, I pulled out the Thinking of You Brings Joy to My Heart. So we're gonna do a little white scrap, and we're going to, oh, look at that, that's cute. What did I just drop? Scoring blade. Did you know you can get replacement scoring blades? The paper trimmer, cutting blade, and scoring blade have like these tiny, can you see them? These tiny little notches, and that's what hangs on to the track. But the more you use it and rub it up and down, those little tiny notches wear down, as they have on this side. And there's nothing then on this side that's keeping it in the track. See the difference? There's the notches, no notches. And so it keeps popping out because those notches are worn down. So you can get replacement scoring blades if you're having the same problem and your scoring blade is always popping out. See how it just always pops out like that? You can get a replacement in the online store. I think it's an online exclusive. So check that out if you're having the same trouble. Now, probably your cutting blade doesn't have as many troubles because you probably replace it more often than the scoring blade, but the scoring blade doesn't go bad necessarily except for those little notches. All right, just a little PSA. Ears, yeah, that's a good name for them. Okay, so Garden Green ink and Thinking of You Brings Joy to My Heart. I really wanted to use those label dies because they're so great, but like, yeah, it just wasn't, most of them were too big, but this is just the right size, and we're gonna cut that like that, and then I want to bring in, gosh, kind of like that. I was gonna say I want to bring in like a little red to go underneath. What would that look like? Good question, Julie. What would that look like? Just like a little, is that even the same red? I think so. Just like a little sliver, just like a little, like a little ½ inch. This one is 3/4 thick. This is a ½ inch. And so a lot of times I like to just add this little accent strip, and it's like just a little peeking out. It's not a full layer. It's just a little, like half layer, just a little accent strip. And then it can go on the card. I like it up there. We talk about the rule of thirds a lot. Like, it's pleasing to your eye if something appears in like the corner of the grid with the third. So this is like instead of the center, it's more pleasing to be like in the top third or in the bottom third. And I think I like it right up here. Now, I was musing earlier about how to dress up our card front, and I think that having some little bows might be cute to add to the ornaments. Thinking of you brings joy to my heart. 'Tis the season. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Little snippet of red. Okay, so let's take a look at our twine pack, because the ornaments, I have this little thread on my t-shirt that's like tickling my arm. These are crumb cake, but naturally I always want to use white, but we do have some crumb cake twine. We also have linen thread. I was just commenting on a thread the other day about this Baker Twine's Essential Pack. It comes with white and black and smoky slate and crumb cake and vanilla. And like, I use the white so much and almost never use the other layers, like or other colors. Like I don't know, I don't think of it, or I just gravitate towards the white all the time. So let's see what a crumb cake bow would look like. And maybe we wouldn't do all 3 ornaments, but maybe just one. Oh yeah, I think I do like that. It just sort of not only accents the sentiment, but also just kind of adds a little something to that one, and sort of spotlights that one ornament. I love that. Lots of scoring both. Okay. That's a good question. Pat's saying, do the flaps get in the way of writing in the card? And I think no. But let's take a look and open it up. I'm going to use a glue dot to attach the little crumb cake bow on top of the, oh, I love that. Do we need embellishments? Do we need some bling or no bling? So the card does open. Oh, do you see that? Adhesive. That should be, that I should have stuck towards the bottom. You can open it like this flat and write your message. Does it come in the way of reading it? Again, I think if someone's getting the card, they'll be able to open it so that they can read it, but it's just kind of a fun, just kind of a novelty to have it kind of open in that fun way. Okay, what do we think about embellishments on the front? I'm loving this so much. Embellishments, some options might include the peppermints, which I got out to go with the gingerbread. Another option is, let's see, I had something out earlier. These are the low profile dots, which have gold and gold and petal pink. This is what I was starting to think of. I love these. Are these still available in the last chance list? These are the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. They are also low profile, and they come in white and in pecan pie. They have like a little diamond design on them. I don't know how well you can see that, but I kind of love that they're so flat. So we're going to do white and just kind of keep it subtle, because I don't want to take away from the the ornaments. Now I saw a question about, do the extra flaps make it too thick to mail? And honestly, I think no. Like, I'm always an advocate of using non-machinable mail, but because everything else was pretty simple and straightforward and not too thick, we've got designer paper on here. I kept the bulk away from the side here, so I don't know. It is pretty flat. Like, I think we're good. What do you think of the white ones? I know I didn't wait for you guys to answer, but I think they're really subtle and classy on this card. I really like the way that turned out. So there you go. Of course, when you make your cards, you can use whatever you'd like. If you like the peppermints or the gold ones, they would be really pretty, but I like the subtle little white dots. Wink of Stella, always. Why do I always forget about that, Margie? That's a great idea. Wink of Stella, you can add that to the ornaments. I'm going to leave mine, I think, clean and simple, but Wink of Stella would be really pretty just to add some details to this card. All right, so this was our first card. I love this little fun fold. Again, using the traditions of Christmas, like there's some simple elements here, but the fun fold just kind of makes it really cool. So I wanted to use the same paper, the plaids and the other things here to make some cards with this gingerbread. Now, I was not going to get the gingerbread man, but I was talking with Kim and she was like, oh, I have it. You can borrow mine. And so I was like, oh yes, please bring it on. The Gingerbread Man is in the mini catalog. It's a bundle here. And I just think it's got so much personality. This is really fun because this die includes a large die that when die cut has a score and makes like a little gingerbread shaped card. So cute for like tags and other things like that. I thought he was just really adorable. So I wanted to make a card. We're actually going to make 2 cards with the gingerbread tonight, and kind of play around a little bit. There are some detailed die cuts in here, like the candy cane, the bow, there's a scarf, a hat, some faces, some other little elements. And I noticed when Kim brought it out to me that it has a really big flat packaging. And so I was kind of shocked because it was bigger than I expected the new flat packaging to be. And it actually is. This is bigger. It's not the same size as the new packaging. Of course, you guys have heard we have new stamp packaging. And so this is the standard size for the flat packaging, which is just a little bit wider and just a little bit taller than a stamp case. And compared to the gingerbread, you can tell the standard packaging is smaller. However, this large die with a gingerbread, I guess they felt like it needed a bigger package. And so that's why it's in the larger package like this. So just wanted to give you a heads up that it's not the same size as the regular packaging. So we're going to make 2 cards, and I wanted to bring in that traditional red and green paper. So we're still going to use the same designer paper, and we're going to create 2 cards. So for one of them, I want to do embossing with the outline of the gingerbread in white. And because we're going to do that, I thought maybe we would try just stamping in pecan pie for the second card, or rather the first one. So let's do this in pecan pie. So I'm just doing pecan pie ink onto the gingerbread outline. Now, just a heads up, this does fit the very largest of the blocks. Can I cut this? Hold on. My shirt is driving me crazy with that thread. If you hear a scream, it didn't work. Oh, sorry. I feel like I'm just making it worse and pulling it. Okay, it's just not coming up. Largest block here. And we're going to stamp, I don't know if I can do this on camera. Usually I would be like right over it, making sure it's all lined up. And it's in front of me a little bit more. Okay, so brown on brown. Oh, it's so cute. I love this little gingerbread man. Now he has, sorry, I just dropped a die cut. He has several different faces. You can have a little winky face, a smiley face, the little eyelashes, the and I think for this card we're just going to use just the regular happy face. He also has some buttons, not the gumdrop buttons, and right, buttons, and yeah, the other parts are on there. So I've got the face and the gumdrop buttons, or the whatever the buttons are made of, and we're gonna do those also in pecan pie. Do you have, or do you like rather, gingerbread? I'm not like a huge fan, but I do love a little gingerbread around the holidays, and sometimes we try to make little gingerbread man cookies. He is so adorable. I should have done, I should have done the face a little bit lower, because I die cut some fun accessories for our little gingerbread. Now, maybe I should have done this differently, but I just did a quarter sheet of cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 of thick white. And this is 4 inches by 5 1/4 of the designer paper. Like, I kind of want to do the plaid. And so I was just thinking that like we would open it like this, and then you could write your message inside here. It is, I know it is like a brown cardstock. If you wanted it to be white, you could die cut, and then you could like trim around to make it smaller to go inside. And I would do that if you really wanted to see me do that, but I don't think that's necessarily the best use of our time. But if you want to see me do it, I will. Oh, I love it. Penny says that she loves gingerbread. There is a gingerbread house restaurant on the way to the coast from Eugene, and that her favorite stop growing up. Okay, so I've got the accessories here, and I went with garden green. So there's a hat and there's a scarf. And I wanted also to bring in some of the designer paper. And so you guys can help me decide, like we could do a patterned scarf, and we could do like the patterned hat and then like cut out the green as like a trim. And so like the top would be pattern and then the green trim. He looks like he could be a leprechaun. And I also have like a little red mug. And we could layer the little lollipop, not a lollipop, it's like a peppermint pop. The die cuts out like this, and so I cut it once in red and once in white, and then you can like mix and match the pieces. I don't know which way. That way makes more sense to me, but so we can vote if we want the peppermint or if we want the mug, and tell me what you think about the hat. Jana's great question about the packaging. So starting with the November online exclusives, which is they're going to come out next month, in 2 weeks actually, on Tuesday the 4th. All of the new stamps and dies in the November online exclusives will have that new packaging. And the packaging will phase in as stamp sets sell out. Then they'll start making them in the new packaging. Will the new packaging be available for you to purchase extra of? Yes. I think that also is going to happen on November 4th. Demonstrators could order a package. It's stamp and die organizers. I only was limited to one during the pre-order period, but you will be able to order if you want to switch all of your stamps over to this packaging. That will be an option. And if you don't like the new packaging, Stampin' Up! Will continue to sell the empty DVD style cases. If you prefer that, you can purchase those and put your stamps in those instead. Okay. Green hat printed bow. Love that. Oh, that's great. Vicky is saying that Stampin' Storage has magnet sheets that will fit the new die packaging. That will fit the new Stampin' Up! Packaging. I think that Stampin' Up! Designed the new packaging to be very similar to other stamp companies and, you know, coordinate with other stamp storage and that kind of thing. Oh, Tony, change is hard. I know, like, I haven't used a lot of my new stamps that I bought yet from the online exclusives. It's definitely a change from using the DVD case. Like, I really like opening that and just using it and not having to, like, take it out. But I think that with anything, there's advantages and disadvantages. And with change, it always takes a little adjustment. So, I know change is hard. Okay, a lot of you are saying green hat printed bow, released on Tuesday 10/14. Must be the magnet sheets. Oh, Sharon likes it. She's moving all of her stuff over. And the mug. Okay, we need some words on this one. And I kind of like the Baking Seasons Bright because, you know, he's a gingerbread, right? And so we're going to save Oh Snap for the next one. Sugar and spice and everything nice. Let's do Baking Spirits Bright. And we can do this in a red ink to tie in the red again. I'm going to use the plaid on the next card, so I want to use this green background. Oh, the magnet sheets just came out. Got it. So I'm going to do a 3/4. Let's try a 1/2 inch for our width. And I'm going to get my red ink out. Baking Spirits Bright. So cute. This most definitely, if we're using the mug, calls for a peppermint right in the middle. Yes. Okay. What do you think about the green rim on the gingham hat? Well, if we're thinking about the green hat, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this. And this is what it would look like. He looks like Irish or Scottish or something. I don't know how I feel. I don't like the hat. I like the hat to be solid. But should we do, no, yeah, the pattern one like that. That's cute, right? Baking Spirits Bright. So cute. So cute. Now, a little tricky is he's got to open up. So, if our gingerbread is opening up, then I have to make it so that on the card, that the end of that does not go past the fold. Otherwise, it won't be able to open and it will block it. So we just got to be aware of that. Okay, putting that designer paper right there. Gonna add our little elements here. I'm gonna do some liquid glue at the top. Solid green hat, yes, we all agree. Okay. And this is what I was thinking. I could have made the face a little bit lower. I think it worked out okay. Now, have you been thinking about this gingerbread? When the catalog first came out last month, I posted on Facebook and I was like, oh, tell me what you want ideas for. And so many people were clamoring for the gingerbread man. And I have to be honest, he wasn't really on my radar. Like, I thought it was cute, but it just wasn't a set that I was necessarily considering. So I would love to know, like, are you getting this one? Are you a fan? He's pretty darn cute. Baking Spirit Sprite. Oh my gosh. I love it. So I'm going to just glue this down. I'm not going to use any Stampin' Dimensionals on him. I want to make sure that he fits totally on the card. I'm going to give him a little angle. And then this can go across the front. Baking Spirit Sprites. I'll use dimensionals on that layer. Oh, yay! I'm so glad I'm inspiring you, Mary. Isn't that the case, right? Like, we get things and then we don't always get them out and use them right away. So I hope that I inspire you, if you've got this, to break him out and use him. So cute. Like I said, you could add a white layer in there if you want to, or you can just, if you don't like the flap, you could just cut his arm and then make it a regular card and have the piece in front. But I kind of love just the idea of that little shaped card, Baking Spirit Sprite. So there's card number 2. Cuteness. I love the traditional red and white and green. Our next card is also going to use the gingerbread man. And this time I want to do some embossing on the, the brown cardstock using white, because that's like the traditional icing, right? And you could for this card too. Uh-oh, I thought this was wet and it's not. There's like a little bit of moisture. I am gonna do my best to clean this without having to get up and rinse it. Just enough. Okay. Just enough. I'll rinse that later. Okay, but we have to switch because we are going to be using Versamark ink to ink and emboss in white embossing powder. Now, I did just die cut the whole thing, but for this one, we are going to cut we're going to cut the hand. So I think I want, I don't think it matters. Both hands, like on this side, it's like cut off where the fold is, but we can take our scissors and like round it. And it's not perfect, but it'll work. Look at that. I got his arm eaten off. We can work with that. I actually like that. Let's do stamp on this side. I was gonna have him be cut off. Yeah, we can just have him be cut off on that side. So I'm going to stamp. We're going to emboss. So I'm stamping with my Embossing Edition toolkit, which includes the embossing bunny, the powder pal tray, the brush, and the tweezers. Also using Versamark ink to stamp with, and the Basics Wow embossing powder, which includes clear, black, and white. We're going to use the opaque white. And so when you're embossing, we've done these steps before, right? We want to use the embossing buddy first to get rid of any extra moisture on the cardstock that might make embossing powder stick to it, because we only want the embossing powder to go where we're stamping. We're going to ink the stamp with the Versamark ink. If you have a white ink pad, that will work too, but I really like the opaqueness of embossing. It's crisp and strong image. So we're going to stamp with Versamark. Now this is a clear ink, and so it can be a little bit tricky. I'm stamping on the cardstock. You can barely see it. I'm going to use the powder pal tray and our white embossing powder. We also want to, and maybe we'll just go ahead and heat it first and then do the face. Ah. Oh, this is the tricky part where the brush comes in handy. The good thing is that like frosting kind of gets everywhere sometimes, icing, so if you have spare white embossing powder, it makes a little bit sense if it is in an extra place. I think I had a finger there that it's sticking extra to. That's what's great about the embossing buddy, is that it kind of like helps you control that. Okay, that's gonna be good enough. This can all funnel right back into the jar. Oh my goodness. Somehow I just went over the edge and got it all over my thumb. What a mess. Again, it's gonna be a little tricky to use the tweezers because I don't want to mess up our line. So I'm just going to be careful about holding this one end at a time with our heat tool, heating until the powder has melted. So it's kind of dull and grainy, and then as it melts, it becomes shiny. And once it's shiny, you can move on to the next section because you don't want to overheat it. Okay. Next, we're gonna stamp the face. So I'm gonna bring my embossing buddy back in to hit the face area so that my stamp was only going where I want it to go. For this one, I'm gonna do the one that's got the surprised face because we're gonna chop his hand off. Of course, it already is a little cut off. We're gonna cut it off some more and use the stamp. Oh, snap! We're gonna do this in Versamark ink right in the middle. A little more embossing powder. I'm gonna try to be careful. Maybe I can just go right back into the jar, skipping the powder pal altogether. Back to the heat tool. Nice and quick because it was already hot. Okay, there are some dies in this set that will help us take a bite out of our gingerbread. You can hand cut it if you want, or you can use this die to cut off the to cut off his hand. This one here is actually a detail die that would be like the icing, and so you could die cut that and it's going to be just like one long little snake of cardstock, like a little icing trail. So I'm going to use this one. It's just a single line. I'm going to cut off his hand. And that looks more like a little bite. Oh, he's crying. He got a bite taken out of him. Our designer paper on the front is 3x4, and I'm going to layer this onto white. That's 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I had to use this plaid paper. I just thought it was so fun. We're going to do a little thought bubble that says, "Oh, snap!" And I think maybe have, oh gosh, we need some buttons on him. I don't know, we could use some of our peppermints for buttons. Would that be cute? Like 1, 2, 3? I think maybe. Let me not lose this die. We're going to add our words. And I kind of want to bring in the green. Since we haven't used the green and we've got that in the designer paper, I'm gonna bring in, oh snap. So cute. He needs some buttons for jerseys. For the inside, I'm going to add another piece of designer paper. This is 1 1/2 by 4 to go on the 4 by 5 1/4 piece of cardstock. And then we'll use the Seasons Eatings stamp for the inside. And also I want to bring in some crumbs for the front. Oh, that just flew, didn't it? I'll stick with the green again since we used green on the front. Seasons Eatings. It looks like you guys agree on the peppermint buttons. I'm going to use the largest size of these, and we're going to go with 3. Oh, that's a weird one. It's so funny. Oh, glitter sequins for buttons. I love that idea too. There are some traditional sparkling sequins that are part of the Traditions of Christmas suite. That would be really cute on this card as well. But I am not sure where I put mine, so I'm going to stick with the peppermints. And my thought was that I would trim the legs here just to the size of the card. And I don't know, maybe my designer paper should have been bigger, but I don't know. What do you guys think? With the crumbs, I was gonna just stamp them. I was going to stamp them in red, like on the red layer, but I think we could do like some crumbs on the designer paper like that. Oh no. Oh, snap. So cute. Oh, bite mark the leg too. I like that idea. Well, I kind of wish now that the hands were both intact and I just did the leg. Let's do the leg. I don't know, both legs, because they're both not going to fit. Or just this leg. I think I can make it work if I just take that leg off. Our poor gingerbread man. You could, would it be weird to put that inside? I don't know. What do you think? Season's eatings. He makes me smile. Oh my goodness. All right, let's glue some things down. I think we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals for our layering here. Have the leg hang off, like, should I have it still be attached? But I don't know, if you're biting something, you're not leaving it there, you're eating it. Okay, we're gonna start with this layer and add some dimensionals. Doot, 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 doot. This is gonna go on at an angle. And, oh, our buttons got a little smashed when they went through the die cutting machine. I think I might replace them actually. Okay. Then some, oh, I'm so glad she saw it, Sharon. I saw, did I see that Mom signed up again to enjoy the starter kit? Amazing deal. Okay, I gotta put this, we got some crumbs here. I like the idea, someone said put the crumbs inside. There, I think that's where that goes. Oh, that's clever. Oh, snap on the buttons. I want to make it look like it is coming, like he's saying, oh, snap. And some crumbs inside. See, like, season's eatings. What do we think about the leg inside? No, I like the crumbs instead. This is so adorable. I think this gingerbread man is so cute. I was originally going to case one of the ideas from the catalog, and it was really interesting because it had some unique colors. Let me show you really quick in the catalog the colors. So this card here uses the bright green, that lemon lime twist, with some coastal cabana and some like flirty flamingo or fresh freesia. Petunia pop? What? No, we don't have petunia. Do we have petunia pop? Yes, we do. I don't know, whatever this purple is. I'd have to look at the supply list. But I thought it was just an interesting combination to have like the bright green and the blue and the purple or the pink. I just think it was kind of fun. I wanted to use more traditional colors for my cards today, and so I did. We made some cards with the tags and more. Christmas paper with that it has the ephemera pack. So if you're just joining, here's a review. We used Christmas tags and more paper for those traditional Christmas colors. And then the gingerbread man stamp set for our last two cards. But we started with this fun fold with the ephemera pack, and then we used the gingerbread man to create two different cards. Now, tell me what you think. Do you prefer the white embossed layer for the frosting, or do you like him with just the brown, the pecan pie ink? The die is set to have an opening like that, or you can cut it apart and just use your single little gingerbread man. Tell me what you think about tonight's cards. Do you feel inspired? Do you love the cards? Which one is one that you would make at home? Before I let you go, I have some Happy Mail to share with you. So I am going to do a little mail call. I always love doing that and sharing what you guys have created. So let me put these aside, but tell me which one you like. Give me a 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I think we got our embellishments on everything. The gingerbread is cute, but I really love the way this first one turned out. Of the gingerbread, I kind of wish I had the plaid paper be a little bit bigger, so that you could see more of it. But I also like that he sticks out from the plaid paper, and it sort of gives it more like motion, I feel like. Yeah, the embossed look really, I think, is stunning. And do you know what? Would you guys kill me? I'm gonna try something. Yes, I'm tearing it apart. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking there's just like I want to try a green layer. I'm gonna be really careful here. And I'm going to preserve it in case we like the white better. But I feel like the green would make it more grounded. Yes, I think it needs green. Let's change it really quick. Reaching down for my scraps, just trying to find one that is the right size. This will work. So that white layer was 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So let's just 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You know, there's so many times that after the video, like I go back and I change the card and like make a, there was something the other day I was thinking that I needed to show you guys the change that I made. Like I just tweaked it, pull a layer off, do something a little different. But I think that that is so much better. I think that just pops now. The white just blended in, I think, too much. What do you guys think? You like this one better with the green? I have the right to change my mind. I stand by all my tarot cards, as stressful as they may be to watch. Usually I love the newer version. I love the little tweak. I'm trying to think what it was the other day that I changed after the video. What were we doing? We did the sign design. Was it one of those cards? Maybe. Sign design. No, I don't remember. Anyway, I like the green. Don't you like it better? Yes, 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 yes. You agree. Yes, and I think the plaid piece could be a little bit longer. Although, like I said, I do think that having him go off the edge of the plaid piece, like, definitely makes it more obvious, right, that he's missing limbs and things. Oh my gosh, he is too cute. This little gingerbread man, so adorable. All right, loving these cards tonight. I'm in the mood. I'm ready for some Christmas. Let's do a little mail call. I've got this amazing package from Jill Pace. She spoils me sometimes with these beautiful cards. So Jill was making a bunch of cards and she said she had extra, and so she sent some to me because she knows that I send a lot of cards. And so I actually already sent a few of them. I couldn't wait. I needed some cards. So Jill, thank you so much. Here's the card that Jill sent with a little note. This is the Floral Impressions designer paper. And I'm pretty sure the dies we saw move into the last chance list, but I think the designer paper is still current. This is paired with fresh freesia, a little bit of garden green. Jill also sent some sweet treats, which I enjoyed already. Some Twix, and then also Werther like creamy caramels. Those are really yummy. But check out all these cards. This is using the Floral Charm designer paper. Most of them, well, they're either Floral Charm or they're Floral Impressions. We've got that With You in Mind stamp set. Yay! A little bit of ribbon, but very similar layouts on some of these cards. I love the way they all turned out. A little pretty peacock, little, not Starry Sky, Secret Sea, peach pie. This is actually Floral Impressions, Floral Charm. This one is, oh, it's in the annual catalog. Another floral something probably, right? Here's another one, Floral Impressions, With You in Mind on Spotlight in Nature. Those detailed dies from that set. This is Darling Duckling for the yellow. Here is some, I want to say Strawberry Slush. It is, yeah. I thought, no, that's an old color, but it came back. I love all the little details here with some of those detailed die cuts. Also With You in Mind here, the ribbon and the detailed die cuts. This is the same layout. Like some of these are the same layout, just in different colors. Love that, right? You just change up the paper and it's like a totally different card. Can you believe all these cards, Jill? You bless me so much with all of your amazing cards. Thank you. There was another one of this pattern. I think I sent it already. I love the panels with the 3. This is from the same paper, Floral's Impression. This is Floral Charm. I love this with the rectangle split and then the other one in the center. That's such a great layout. And this is the same paper as this one. The one I can't remember. This is a back pocket card layout. I love it. A little Forever plaid embossing folder back there and the designer paper. So awesome. Thank you, Jill, for blessing me with all of these cards. I am going to be passing them on and sharing them with others, and so I appreciate your generosity. I got some more to share with you. Let me just scoot these over. I'm actually using, to hold the cards, this little, this card box, this desk organizer that was part of the Handmade and Heartfelt kit. I love this. I'm so excited. This was part of the card kit for World Card Making Day. It's still available, and so if you'd like to snatch it up, it's a nice little heavy duty desk organizer. The cards fit inside of it, or you can put other things like your adhesives and your tools in here. I think that like tear and tape would fit in there. So you can kind of keep all your stuff organized really nicely in this desk organizer from the Handmade and Heartfelt kit. All right, here's the other cards. This one from Jill Steele using the beautiful gallery designer paper. Jill is recovering from some surgery, praying for you, Jill, that everything is going smoothly. Just be patient with yourself, be patient with your body. But I'm so happy to see that you're crafting a little bit through your recovery as you feel up to it. Thank you for your card. It made my day always to get your Happy Meal. I got some anniversary cards. Yay! And this one comes from Shar Cooper. She used the Extraordinary Flora washi tape to do the background, and then those large letter dies to die cut the word love. Isn't that so pretty? A little swirly embossing folder. I love the layering of the white on the white. Such a beautiful card, Shar. Thank you so much for your anniversary wishes. And your sweet card. I love that so much. Another card, this one came from Katie Good. That traditional black and red, so pretty with the glitter hearts hanging from the tree. I really love that. Happiness always. Thank you, Katie. And this one from Jill is just stunning too. This is some detailed die cuts and the Country Woods designer paper in the background. Can you see the subtle stamping of the congratulations? I love how that creates a beautiful background, and then tying in a little bit of this mesh ribbon. We've got another one in gold, might be on the last chance list, but like it's really subtle and adds just a little sparkle, just a little something to the card. The little flat pearls are so perfect there, a little sponging on the flowers. Really, really special. Jill, thank you so much for sharing this card with us and your anniversary wishes. I shared all the cards with Jim too, and he's so touched that so many of you sent anniversary wishes to us. These next pile of cards are from the Great Big Card Swap. Our theme this month in October is Fall in Love. And so we have some fall cards, some anniversary cards, and some of you sent extras for me. So thank you so much for those who did. This one came from Pat Criss, and I love how she used the falling leaf embossing folder to emboss the designer paper. I just thought that was such a clever way to add a little texture, a little interest to the card. And I really love the way that turned out. Gorgeous. This was a this or that from Annette Crescetti. She had colored the hair a little bit differently on her cards and used the artistic leaves in the background. This card was a this or that from Jo Williams, and she used some different ribbon and did some different layering. So the other one had black ribbon. This uses the sunflower embossing folder, embossed, and then using some ink on top to kind of highlight those raised areas. Happy fall, y'all. Love that. Another this or that, this one came from Anne Hallis from the UK, and she used the Dance With Me stamp set that was part of the celebration offering in January and February. And then this one is the Curved Occasions, I think it was called, and coordinated with the curved label punch. But two different anniversary cards from Anne. I thought this one was just so sweet with the dancing duo. This is a this or that from Pam Hotelling. She had another card that used the washi tape. This one said happy anniversary, so that's the one I chose. This washi tape that Shar also used on her card can be die cut with a coordinating die, and so that's what Pam has done here on one of the large banner dies. Love those gold butterflies. I'll just read in your comments, Sharon's. Oh, snap. When I tear apart the cards, I'm going to have to remember that. Our next card is from, and, oh, she had, this was the kids. Anne Hallis as well from the UK, and she had one with a blue balloon and one with a red balloon, the party pandas, another celebration favorite. This one's on a little wobbler. Our theme in September was kids, and so this is from that theme. I love the black and white and the cute little panda. The simple card just makes me smile so much. Another one from the kids theme is from Mesa Sama. She used the adorable owls and did a little sponging on that fun embossing folder from Simon Says Stamps called Dotty Swirl. I love that embossing folder. It's so perfect with a cute little owl, and you colored him so well. Mesa, thank you so much for sending an extra one for me. I think the other card had a zebra on it, so it was kind of a fun twist. Thank you to everyone who sent me extra cards to the Great Big Card Swap or the anniversary card. So much to get Happy Meal and know that someone is thinking of you. And so I encourage you all this week to send some Happy Meal to your friends and family and let them know that you're thinking of them. I hope that my video tonight has inspired you as you are creating cards to send and share. If you enjoyed tonight's video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future card making videos like Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie and the Great Big Card Swap. And pretty soon we're going to have the 12 Days of Christmas daily video series that's going to be starting December 1st. So we have a little time still, but just make sure it's on your radar. Sign-ups for the 12 Days of Christmas gift box that I do every year is going to be happening gosh, I guess like early November. I gotta get my ducks in a row and figure that out. So stay tuned for all the details. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I always enjoy spending time with you and getting a little stamp therapy in on this Thursday. Say hi if you're watching on the replay, and thank you so much for tuning in, watching live or the replay. I appreciate all of you so very much. All right, have a fabulous night, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.